welcome back to another Artifact Corner. Today we will be looking at a small and unassuming book. This is a memoir of Colonel Ethan Allen containing the most interesting incidents connected with his private and public career by Hugh Moore. This book was published in 1834 here in Plattsburgh, New York by O.R. Cook. The cover is a simple cloth covering and has a paper label on the spine of the book. We know that the Delord family was very interested in history, so it is not a surprise that they would be interested in a book about Ethan Allen. Let's learn a bit more about Ethan Allen and his role in the American Revolution. Allen was born in Litchfield, Connecticut colony, the first child of Joseph and Mary Baker Allen, both descended from English Puritans. He had 5 brothers, Herman, Heber, Levi, Zimri, and Ira, and 2 sisters, Lydia and Lucy. His brothers Ira and Heman were also prominent figures in the early history of Vermont. He was a good student and hoped to study someday at Yale. At the age of 19, his father passed away and he was forced to end his studies. He joined the local militia when he heard about the siege of Fort William Henry during the 7 Years' War. Allen's militia set off to join the fight, but before they even arrived, they received word that the French had indeed taken the fort. His militia turned around and went home. 5 years later, Ethan married Mary Brownson. The couple bought a small farm with an iron furnace, which is how Allen made his living. They had 5 children together, only 2 of which lived to adulthood. Most people know Ethan Allen and his Green Mountain Boys for his daring capture of Fort Ticonderoga. Here is an excerpt on Allen's efforts to capture the fort from the National Museum of the United States Army's article written by Evan Portman. In late April 1775, Allen received a message from a company of Connecticut militiamen informing him of their plan to capture Fort Ticonderoga, an important stronghold on Lake Champlain. Allen pledged support from the Green Mountain Boys and began planning an expedition to attack the fort. On May 2, 1775, 130 Green Mountain Boys and 60 Massachusetts and Connecticut militiamen set off for Fort Ticonderoga. Before Allen and his men reached the fort, Colonel Benedict Arnold of Connecticut arrived to assume command of the expedition. However, the troops rejected Arnold as their commander and insisted on continuing to report directly to Allen. The 2 officers met privately and reached an agreement. Arnold allowed Allen to maintain command as long as both men led the attack from the front. On May 10th, the small force of soldiers crossed Lake Champlain and attacked the fort at dawn. The militiamen quickly overtook the lone sentry and advanced straight to the officers' quarters. Allen supposedly demanded that Captain William de la Place, the fort's commander, surrender his sword in the name of the great Jehovah and the Continental Congress. De la Place did so, and the American force captured the British garrison without firing a shot. Portman also writes, Allen was known as a great American patriot. Allen's contributions to Vermont and the American cause have become legendary. Though best known for his capture of Fort Ticonderoga, Allen's versatility as a militiaman, military officer, politician, and philosopher made him one of the most beloved, if not eccentric, founding fathers. Our book is in good condition. The fabric covering has some small holes and wear, particularly at the edges and the corners of the book, which are to be expected for a book that is 191 years old. It is a wonderful reminder of our amazing local historical figures, and we are so lucky to have it in our collections. Thanks so much for stopping by.